Okay, so static. There's the landmark. So we go, whoop. None of that today, my friend. None of that today. I'd rather get rid of it before he plays something else. There we go. So that's landmark down. That's landmark 1 down. Hello everyone, Gomez here from the LAN Up channel again with another deck for you today. Obviously I didn't have a deck for you yesterday, and admittedly decks are going to be a little bit like a couple of like a day or two apart rather than every single day at the moment. It's a busy time, you know, we've gone through Christmas, got family stuff going on, and then obviously we're going to be going into the new year. So, but I will hopefully try to get back to a video a day, but it probably will be a video every couple of days. So I do apologise for that, but you know, life in general. Anyway, this deck is called Tear Them Down, where we're going to be getting rid of all of the landmarks. Let's get into this. So like I said, the deck is called Tear Them Down, and the idea is because a couple landmarks are starting to show themselves. Obviously, the main one being the Demacian landmark, which is starting to really show, which is be a prominent feature in the meta. A little bit of Foundries getting seen. A little bit of basically, I guess everyone's still experimenting with them. Everyone's still having that thing. So what better way than just to tear them all down is the plan of this deck. So this deck is using probably two of the best landmark removals in the game, which is the P&Z one and the Noxus one. So Scorched Earth and Aftershock. The reason why these two are some of the better ones is because these two have got an either or that are actually okay, right? Because obviously, if you're talking about all other landmark removal, the cost and slow speed spell, obviously, I know that Aftershock is a slow speed spell, but the cost of sunken hole or whatever that it's called, which is the 8 cost one, the 5 cost in Shadow Isles, you've got a Crumble is the one. Basically, these two are relatively quite nice, and they're either ors that are actually nice as well. So it is destroy, kill a unit or destroy a landmark. Obviously, it has to be damage the unit, but it's easy to do in this deck. I will explain later. And just do 3 damage to something or destroy a landmark, which yet again, 3 damage can actually be quite a significant amount of damage, depending on obviously who you're doing it on. But it works well in this deck, and I will show you the reasons why. So let's very quickly go through everything. Thermal, standard removal in P&Z is really good things, but the main good reason for this is that our 2 champions, we are actually running Ezreal with Swain. Who would have thought that these two would get together ever? I know it's been a very prominent thing in the past, okay? Sorry for drinking then, which I know it's been a very prominent thing. Ezreal Swain, really powerful combination, and this just makes it even better for when it comes to landmark removal. So, because although these don't count towards Ezreal when it's a landmark, they do count towards Ezreal when it is a unit, and so that's which is quite a nice thing about it. And obviously the damage works well with Swain on the Aftershock. But we've got Thermal, we've got Ravenous Flock, so all you've got to do is do damage to something and then do this. Obviously Scorched Earth also becomes an option if they're not running landmarks. Jerry Rig and Rubbish, just because I like the draw, okay? I really like, a lot of people undervalue old Jerry, but I like Jerry. The other really good thing about this is obviously with Rummage that you can actually use it on the spells that get created here. I'm not actually running a Ballistic Bot. I thought I had actually put Ballistic Bot in this deck. I've not actually put Ballistic Bot in this deck, but technically you might be able to find room for him, but at this moment in time, he wasn't, other than working for Swain, and obviously he works really well with Swain, especially on his level up condition. I didn't end up putting him in here, so maybe I might end up changing this deck list and moving about a couple of things to put a Ballistic Bot in, because Ballistic Bot would do really well in this deck, as well as that spell that he creates also been a good thing for when Ezreal was leveled up. But at this moment in time, this is the deck that I'm running. I think I want to go wide on board with House Spider, just in case you're against aggro, going wide on the board, get a bit of stun in there for the Ravenous Flock, and then obviously I said you've got these removals in here which are really good. Ezreal, obviously you can just throw him out and start getting that damage elusively, as well as the 2 damage you start getting off the Mystic. This guy's mainly in here just because of the spells that he makes, so that counts as damage spell whenever they draw the mushrooms to work towards Swain, but it also counts towards Ezreal it counts when Ezreal's leveled up. Those quick burst speed spells can help do an additional point of damage into your enemy's core. Obviously, which you got Gotcha is a really good removal tool. Shot widget. This is mainly in here for draw, but also with things like Teemo and Zoe, which have been like a very prevalent in the meta at this moment in time. Like I thought I'd have a little bit of removal in there. Swain, obviously, 2 captains, Progress Day for a bit of draw, and the Leviathan. Actually, which you can actually use Rummage on at least maybe like one of his decimates that he makes, because admittedly the decimates do fill the hand, and so sometimes, like, considering the fact that it does take 3 turns to use, which it does take a minimum, sorry, of 2 turns to use them, that means basically doing nothing else when you're on high mana. It's just nice maybe to get rid of one of them, just because like you probably might be able to find a little bit more lethal quicker if you sort through by getting rid of one. But that's just options. Obviously it depends on what's in your hand at the time, depends on what you're up against. But this is my idea here, is tear them down, just going against all of the landmark stuff that we're currently seeing. So haven't actually tested this deck yet, so I'm looking forward to testing it on this video for you guys today. So we'll see how it goes. As I said, Ballistic Bot potentially might find a place in here, so potentially you might want to get rid of a couple of gotchas, or you might even forego this widget, this mean altogether to put this in. I just really like his stat line and really like how it goes, but I can definitely see that this would make a really good thing. So maybe actually get rid of a Jerry bot and getting rid of this deck list can definitely be optimized, right? And this is the thing with it. I've always said that the deck things that I put out are always ideas and concepts, and then you guys can build around them. Take what you want, throw it with you, like I put more things that you want in there, and that's absolutely fun because we're working together. Again, the LAN Up channel, the whole idea is working together as a community to make things and have a good time. That's the general idea of this. So if you do make any changes, please let me know down in the comment section down below. There is also shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. If you haven't already, why not come catch the action live on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. This week, for the week just leading up to New Year's, I'm only going to be streaming on Mondays and Wednesdays because yeah, again, going to be using that Tuesday and Thursday morning to be spending more time with the family, having good times and whatnot like that. But it's only for the video, and then we will be back on schedule going forward, and then obviously like hopefully there'll be a few more videos coming out. So I do apologize for that, but you know, it's the times. But if you ever want to contact me, please, there is the Discord link down below, or just leaving a message on any of these videos. I'll do my best to get back to you because I want to make sure that, like, you know, you're feeling okay and whatnot. If you ever got any questions, please feel free to ask them. But yes, those are the options for you if you want to follow on any of those things. Thank you so much for allowing me to hit my goals this year, which were obviously 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 1,000 followers on Twitch. Honestly, thank you all so much. The amount of support that you've been giving me is amazing, and honestly, you're making my little curly hair dreams come true. But enough of this jibber jabber. Let's get in and see how this deck does in a couple of matchups. I think this deck runs the landmark. I think this deck runs the what's his face? Demacian landmark, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Okay, right. I'm gonna actually keep widget my thermal, but I'm kind of was trying to deep dive for it. There's 6 landmark removals in this deck, right? There's 3 widget, there's 3 aftershocks and 3 scorched earths. So you're hoping that you're gonna get one of them. 6 cards out of widget, like I so. 6 cards out of 36. You're gonna be hopefully drawing at least one of. There we go. There we go. That's the one. So by turn 3. Because turn 3 would be most likely when he throws out landmark. So we can actually throw the house spider out here. We can actually throw the house spider out mainly for defense, but also because the fact that I said 3 mana next turn. Defend ourselves against that. Because, you know, why the hell not? Technically, like, actually no, like, it wouldn't have even mattered if you would have used the house spider, because that's going to go down to 2 health anyway. So it's better to keep that one. Ooh. So we're going to pass the turn just to see whether or not he plays landmark. Ooh! I do feel I don't mind having the mana either. I was going to say, like, because we could have played Ezreal, we could have done this, we could have done that. Right, okay. So we've still got the gotcha. Got this as well that we can just throw down. Gonna throw it down because I mean, admittedly we can defend that with house spider, but if we don't have to, then we don't have to. Right, okay, so he's going like that. We'll take the pass. Potentially he might throw down Garen this turn. So as long as we can keep enough mana for this, so we could actually throw Ezreal down this turn. We can throw Ezreal down, and we can throw the house spider down. Okay, gonna throw Ezreal down. Gonna throw Ezreal. We're gonna go big. I mean, admittedly, single combat could be a thing. Oh, there we go. There's the big man. There's the big man. So, as I said, potentially single combat. If I throw down Thermal right now, he definitely uses single combat. I mean, either way, if he's got single combat, Ezreal dies right now. So we might as well see whether or not we can get an attack in on his core, see whether or not he's got it. Maybe we just said ooh, hush! Oof! Even worse for me. I mean, on the plus side, at least... So, on the plus side, at least I can still use Thermal on him. So Ezreal, sadly, we lose him. We lose him, but we do have the ability of using Thermal just to get rid of Garen, just so that he's not going to level him up and be able to rally continuously. So I'll take Garen dying over that. We could have used Gotcha, and then, which I mean, no, there's no point in using 2 removals when we don't have to. Let's be honest. Okay, so static. There's the landmark. So we go. Whoop. None of that today, my friend. None of that today. I'd rather get rid of it before he plays something else. There we go. So that's landmark down. That's landmark 1 down. Tear him down, boys. Tear him down. Just gonna pass turn. I'd rather have the mana. I'd rather have the mana. I could have played the House Spider, but literally, as I said, like, you know, I'd rather have the mana at this point. We could go for an attack forward here, because we could play another House Spider in defense. We can play Widget another House Spider in defense, and also this means that if he's got another Garen, he doesn't just play him down right now. So that's okay. We've got Gotcha, we've got Static. So Static now, like, this is basically putting his Eggman into Static range. So this is fine, I can live with that. We lose Widget, we lose the Spider-Man, but you know, he knew the risks. I want to see what our opponent does here. I mean, it's all about Widget. The second that ASol drops, then we're going to be in a little bit of trouble, but we're hoping that we can get ourselves through this. Swain's nearly enough halfway done. Ezreal is like nearly halfway there. I mean, admittedly, Static will get, like, you know, Ezreal to like only 2 more targets. We've still got 1 more target in the hand. It's okay. We just need to play the wait game. We've totally got this. Come on. Play the... I mean, like I said, we can play House Spider just to widen the board. I mean, he's taking his time now. He's taking his time. He's lost 1 of his landmarks. He wants to be careful. I haven't actually got another one of my... I haven't got another landmark removal in my hand right now. I kind of wish I did, just in case. But, because I mean, the second that he throws landmark... the second that he throws ASol down landmark, that's going to be problematic. Then we throw that down. We throw that down. I mean, I would prefer to use this on something other than an Eggman, if I'm going to be honest with you. Garen returns! Okay, so I still can't kill Garen yet. Not yet. Because of his regeneration, so we need to be careful with that. So, okay. Could throw you down. Could throw you down and still have the mana for Gotcha as well. Sadly, I wouldn't have the mana for Gotcha and Static. But I could still throw that man down. Do a hefty bit of damage into Garen. Which wouldn't be too bad. I mean, obviously, he's now at the point where, like, he could have Judgment, which, not gonna lie, it's not what I'm looking for. But he could totally have it. Okay, because otherwise, which other move is throw the Leviathan down. Admittedly, it would draw Swain, but on the same point, it would actually also be able to kill Garen, depending on whether or not he's got Sharp Sight. Or... Actually, no, Concerted Strike wouldn't be able to do anything at the moment with what he's got on the board, but Sharp Sight definitely can get him past it. And sadly, I've not got enough mana to use any of my spells other than that, so that's why Leviathan is not the best move at this moment in time.
Slow down, will you?
Potentially. Okay, so I could use Static just to get rid of these 2. So I could use Static just to get rid of those 2. I mean, because it would force out if he does have a Sharp Sight. I like the idea of that. Still keeping the mana to be able to use this. So I'm probably not going to throw this guy forward because I kind of want to keep Gotcha as an option. Because if I can get one of the spiders on top of Garen, just the 3 damage is all I need to kill him. So, depending on whether or not he's got a Sharp Sight. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We could always throw down Jerry. We could have actually technically thrown down Jerry to deal with this if he would have attacked forward, but... I decided I would prefer the draw. Okay, I'd prefer the draw because we might be able to draw into a more of a damaged spell. Like if we can draw into another Thermal, boom, like we can get rid of it. But to be like, don't want to leave Thermal For ASol, that's the question, right? That's the question. Do you want to leave firm for ASol? Because honestly, I don't know. I mean, okay, we got Scorched Earth, so we do have Scorched Earth that will be something we can use against ASol in the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so admittedly, I've got the ability to to rummage, so I can throw Jerry on the board. I might actually get rid of this guy as well, because I'm not going to be playing him this turn, so I'm actually going to get rid of him because I'd rather keep my Leviathans at this moment in time. Okay, so we can Jerry. Actually, Ravenous Flock is really good against Garen now. Ravenous Flock is very good against Garen. And we're still keeping the man to be able to use both. So if he does try to throw in like a sharp sight or something along those lines, at least we do actually have the backup plan. Because, okay, we can throw Leviathan down. That's going to draw our Swain. I mean, Ezreal's near enough there. So, which means Swain, with the amount of damage that we could potentially do, Swain is near enough there as well. I don't want to throw this guy out just because, as I said, at this moment in time, there we go. Right, so we can... So the question is, do we want to go 100% big and just throw the 1 damage into Garen? Or do it? No, I guess we want to make sure we want to try and make sure that we do our best against him, right? We'll do our best against him, and then throw out one of these. He could throw out a single combat. He could throw out a single combat to get the level up. Like that's definitely a possibility. Because he could throw out the single combat to go into this. Oh, no, he's not going to do it. I legitimately was expecting potential single combat to level Garen. But on the plus side, damage has been done to all of these, so even drawing a Scorched Earth wouldn't be bad. Throw out the Ravenous Flock first. It's the cheapest option, so we might as well go for the cheapest option. And then if we need to, throw Gotcha on top of that. So, oh, no heals. Whew. Just making sure that damage is done so that that one then hits in. There we go. Right. Second Garen down. Level up on Swain. Level up on Ezreal. Okay. So he's got so he's only got potentially one more Garen, but obviously the ASOLs are going to be where our main problem comes in. We might as well do this to draw Swain. We might as well draw Swain right now. We have got a Scorched Earth that we can use, obviously, on on these things, so that's not too bad. I would prefer obviously to use my Scorched Earth on top of ASol if possible, so that's another thing to bear in mind, because obviously he's up to the point where next turn, he's up to the point definitely where next turn he can play it. So I want to keep this back. But yeah, no, he could go for an open attack right now. He could honestly go for an open attack. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're keeping, like, so we can deal with his spell shield. Not gonna lie, that's not the one that you want to see, but okay. I'm throwing this out more for the defensive purposes. Throwing this out more for defense. Okay. So we can defend against this. Defend against that. Actually, want to get rid of. I guess we want to get rid of the bigger health unit, don't we? Potentially single combat, as I say, comes out right now. But we'll see how we do. But potentially, I mean, admittedly, that still gets that into Scorched Earth territory. So, obviously we would prefer to use that against ASol, but you sometimes just have to work with what is there. So if we throw you out, we still... See, if he uses this guy... Because here's the thing, right? I'm thinking, if I throw you out, he potentially throws a single combat or concerted strike. Concerted strike as well, actually, would be a problem. But we've got no other plans, and so we've kind of sadly got to go for it, haven't we? Let's be honest. We've got to go for it, because we've at least got to try and go for trying to stun the big Ben. But honestly, this is the riskiest maneuver I've made when he's got this much mana for a potential single combat or concerted strike. Single... The only... Okay, right, I mean, we've got to do that then. I mean, he could have chosen this one. He chose that one, which at least gives us a thing, but he could have another single combat. He could have another single combat. But like, if he would have chosen this one, we would have had no plans. The fact that he chose this one is the only thing that gives us a chance. No, wait, no, because I can't remember how much health he's got. No, he's still taking damage. He still dies. God, something. Okay, so single combat down. Good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is. Okay, we could quite easily just attack forward right now immediately. Obviously, we're leaving concerted strike as being a possibility right now. But we've got, yeah, there we go. We got to go big. So that's those defenses down. We could, Leviathan itself kills him, and we've got a second Leviathan on the way. Okay, right, he's going for it. He's going for kill. I mean, this is his only plan right now, right? This is his only plan. He's like, shit. So he's not got a concerted strike. He's not got, otherwise he would have used concerted strike there. You would expect. Okay, I mean, we just throw down the second Leviathan. Second Leviathan. That does actually give us the ability to kill this as well. We could technically remove this from the board. Might as well do it, because why the hell not at this moment in time? We could also just start putting mushrooms in his deck, if I'm going to be honest with you. But we'll get rid of that for the time being. Potentially, the reason we should have kept it was so that we could have triggered ASol's spell shield. I mean, he's only got 1 health. He's only got 1 health. Oh, that's big. That is big. He has had to go big and bold, but he doesn't realize there's the other one. I mean, that is GG. That is GG. Shenamo. He knows when he removes 2 Leviathans and he's still in danger. Yes.
History will remember.
History will remember that game. Okay, so is it? I don't know how this deck runs. I don't know whether or not this one runs the landmark or not. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what to expect from this one. Oh, do I just keep Ezreal here? Hush and single combat are going to be like my main problems, I think. Hush and single combat are going to be my main problems. I'm going to keep Jerry. I love keeping Jerry. Jerry's a lovely man. Sweet Jerry. Sweet Jerry. Normally you just get used defensively so I can stop damage from hitting me, but my god, you do the job well. Okay. Ravenous Lock, admittedly, Jerry does sometimes allow the damage to go in for Ravenous Flock, so he has proven his usefulness more than enough. Okay. Might end up passing the turn. We've got landmark removal, which is very nice. Potentially turn 3 if he is running what's his face? If he is running a Demacian landmark. Potential. A big part of me is I guess I could use Jerry here. I could use Jerry. Big part of me is thinking, do I use this? But if I use this, I'd prefer to be using it on Leona. I'm gonna end up just throwing Jerry in the way. Just to avoid that damage, and then we can throw Ezreal out next turn, and he can still have the mana to use his Mystic Shot. Potentially Hush comes out, but at least now we've got Ravenous. If he defends with the goat, we've at least got the Ravenous Flock now. So Jerry, curse you, He-Man! Okay, he's decided to immediately go for the heal. We could have used Fimshi, but it depends on whether or not they've got Hush right now. They could have Hush. I'm not gonna lie, Hush is definitely a possibility. We have also, if he throws down his landmark on this turn, we haven't got the mana anymore to be able to deal with that. But if he throws down the landmark, he can no longer use Hush. So okay, he's got Hush. I mean, I'm gonna guess that he's got Hush, but at the same point, oh, he does not. Okay, so he just went. There's something he wants to play this turn, right? There's something that he wants to play that he doesn't want to get mysticked. I mean, I know that I've got other removal things in hand, so that's why I don't 100% mind trying to get rid of his goat right now. If he had single combat, he would have used it on the attack. And I said if he had Hush, he would have used it. So it's perfectly fine. Now we play the wait game. Gotcha. Amazing removal. Especially when it costs 2 and the fact that we've got the power of the immortal sun. Allow me to show you the power of the immortal sun is useless. We could do that and then go into a Ravenous Flock. Potentially, Guiding Touch, and, what's his face? Guiding Touch and, well, I can't think of the damn name of it right now. Guiding Touch and, Power Cascade, but neither of them getting past this. So there we go. Helping go towards those targets for Ezreal, as well as the fact that they are also massively helping Swain. I mean, Swain's near enough leveled, so that's all good. We've got the landmark removals if we need them. We might as well go in for this attack right now. While he can't hush and while he can't single combat and anything along those lines, we might as well go for that at this moment in time, because their removals mostly...
The strength of the sun and my faith are one.
Well, let's just take him down a peg or two. So how close are we to Ezreal? I mean, Swain is basically doing up there, right? But yeah, doing a little bit of damage. And we could remove this in several different ways. A big part of me does actually want to play you, though, just so that we've got more defense on the board. Potentially single combat. Oh, no, it doesn't. Good. I was expecting it while he had the lifesteal. I mean, admittedly, we haven't actually done that much damage to his core at the moment. But, like, that can change very, very rapidly. House Spider to give ourselves a little bit of defense, as well as activating these two if needed. So I feel like we just go House Spider, give ourselves some defense. It doesn't look like he's playing Landmark, because otherwise, I don't know, like, oh, he might be playing Landmark, he just might not have drawn it yet. Of course, Concerted Strike. So I can kill one of them. We can't. If I could have killed this one, if it would have leveled Ezreal to his 4 health, that would have been amazing. Sadly, I can kill one of them, but that doesn't count towards it, which it doesn't actually level Ez. The question is whether or not I just want to remove you in general out of principle, because I could definitely do that. Because let's face it, it doesn't really look like he's playing any landmarks. And if he does play a landmark right now, he's not going to be playing anything onto the landmark. So that's why I don't mind doing this. Don't mind doing that. Getting that in. Ezreal sadly dies, but he died for the greater good. He could attack forward right now. Like, that is definitely something that he could do.
Follow the horizon.
I can defend. If I defend with you, I could use the thermal, but let's face it, I kind of want to be using my thermal there. Or we could actually just defend with the big man and just kill him immediately. The reason I don't mind doing this is I know that he's going to go down to, which it to 2-2, but I mean technically, so maybe I could have defended with the House Spider. So we immediately play Ezreal again. We could, so we're getting near to the turn of Leviathan as well. Ooh. Potential single combat, but if we can hit this. If we can hit this and then hit him with the Mystic, it levels Ezreal, as well as the fact that it now puts this into Scorched Earth range. I mean, admittedly, he might play ASol next turn, which admittedly, as I said, like, you know, I need to do something about. Like, I could technically thermal. I mean, I need to hope that I top deck another removal. right now. We could actually just go with full on just throwing shrooms into his deck right now, because it would do another 2 damage to him, but I actually want to keep the mana. Just in case. Because if he throws ASol down, there he is. So we need to get rid of his spell shield and then Scorched Earth to finish. Is going to be the plan. Get rid of the spell shield and then Scorched Earth to finish. But we are going to have to get rid of that thing. I feel like we throw that in front of there. We need to do more damage to ASol, because at this moment in time he could technically use what's it called? The Power Cascade. No, sorry, Guiding Touch. He could use Guiding Touch, so that's why we need to be careful there. We could technically use Thermal on this guy and hope. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use Thermal on this guy, and then once we attack forward next turn, we are going to hopefully get that Mystic and then use that Mystic on ASol and then use the Scorched Earth. That's going to be the plan. Whether or not that plan goes to plan, we will find out. But I'd rather just leave him without having that additional unit on the board right now, especially with ASol's level up condition. So we do actually have the ability to use Ravenous Flock on him now and then use the Scorched Earth. So But I would prefer to try and use the fake mystic shot on top of him. I say a fake, it's a real mystic shot, it's just fleeting. Prefer to use that, see what he does, and then go for the Scorched Earth. If he defends, because the thing is, I wouldn't even be able to use Ravenous Flock on him if he did heal that. So I need to be careful right now. Really need to be careful. Eggs coming out. Eggs coming out. I need to really hope that he doesn't. I need to hope he's not got the heal in hand. He could have Guiding Touch. Well, I mean, he could have Guiding Touch, and he could also have Star Shaping as well, right? He could have Star Shaping, so we need to be careful. But we're at least gonna get rid of that. Okay, so he's going with this, so he can no longer. So admittedly, right, we're going to be losing everything from this board, but we can totally do that, and he can't heal. He can't heal that anymore. So we could technically throw a Ravenous Lock in as well if we really. Actually, no, oh shit! We should have used the mushrooms. We should have used the mushrooms because obviously using the mushrooms, we would have done an extra 2 points of damage into our opponent's core, as well as the fact that obviously then the mushrooms would have been problematic. So I'm not going to admit misplayed there. Should have thrown the mushrooms in because then our opponent would now be down to 7. They would now be down to 7 right now. So we could do this to draw Swain. Could actually also throw Captain Farron out. So we could throw Captain Farron out just so that, because Captain Farron he does give us the Decimate spells. He gives us the Decimate spells so we can start really putting our enemy on a clock. Potentially he's got Star Shaping. But this just puts our opponent on a significant clock right now. Significant clock. We could actually just throw down both Decimates next turn. I mean, if we top deck Jerry, come on, top deck Jerry. His top decking Jerry just means I really don't mind doing this, because if we top deck Jerry, we've got to okay, fine. He's just burnt his hush. He's just legitimately burnt his hush. We could play Swain. And then, because if we play Swain and Decimate, then you get stunned. We could also. Oh, there's so many decisions right now because we could play the Leviathan. Oh, I was gonna say, we just had so many decisions there, so many ways to kill, but which one to use? I'm guessing he didn't have any heals. That's gonna be my guess. Okay, so Endure? I'm expecting Endure. So we kind of need to keep Scorched Earth back, if we can. Thermal's actually quite funny as well, but Scorched Earth, I might end up with. I'll keep one of these Thermals. I definitely did not need Gotcha immediately. I mean, admittedly, actually, can deal with Kalista, but there's a Scorched Earth. There we go. Hold the cards, Yugi. Hold the cards.
The chains, they never stop.
Just I mean, I don't mind letting that damage go through. I'd rather keep the Thermal for much bigger things than this little man. We also have the ability of using that, but obviously everything that we're killing is going to be going towards the Endure, so that's why I need to be careful. But I need to be able to do damage to the Endure before he can, we need to do damage to the Endure before he can use the Atrocity. Not gonna lie, that's quite a big move. Do we do Thermal? I mean, the problem is if I use, right, so we're going to be taking 8 damage, right? Going to be taking 8 damage. Is it worth it for the grant? I mean, sorry, I'm going to take it. I might end up regretting my decisions. But I'm going to do it. For the greater good, he says. We could have actually thrown down House Spider because we would have then had more stuff on the board to defend ourselves with. My plan here is to get an attack in with Ezreal, and if I can do so, then just Mystic Shot this away.
It's not bragging if you can back it up.
Trying to get the Mystic Shot off, hopefully. Because if we can get the Mystic off, then at least we're limiting down our problems, and then we can throw House Spider down. That's quite good as well. We could actually throw the Mystic in here and then use Static on both of them. It's also an option just to get rid of that 4 point of damage. But we do actually have a Gotcha that we can use next turn as well. Obviously, we don't know when Kalista's going to drop.
It's not like I've got better things to do.
just trying to think, like, you know, his potential movements here, for free. He could have a black spear. He could have a black spear, so if we do kill one of these, then potential black spear on top of Ezreal is a thing. Whether or not he's actually running black spear on its own is going to be the question. Okay, it's got, that's why. It's because he's got draw. That's fine. That's fine. Don't mind it. Should have gone for this guy. Should have gone for this guy, because at least then, like, it would have been a little bit more negative towards it, whether or not he would have done that or not. So, admittedly, should have probably gone for the abomination, because as I said, we could have used static then. We had options. Right. So, House Spider then means that I can't use any defense, but the defense is that at least I can, like, you know, defend my core health. If he does this, the only thing that can help him is Mark of the Isles, or, like, I mean, immediately, or which could Unspeakable Horror, Vile Feast, like, go hard, like, anything that does 1 damage admittedly now puts Ezreal into problematic territory. So admittedly, but I can't abide by taking that damage again, right? I can't abide by taking that damage again. At least by doing this, I can then use Ravenous Flock on top of the big man damage. But literally, it's the only thing which allows me to do something about the situation. As I said, Ezreal probably dies here. Ezreal probably most likely dies to what's his face? Most likely dies to which are Unspeakable Horror or Vile Feast. Potentially Vile Feast, I think, in this deck, because they want those little spiders to die so that they can use oh, okay, no, Unspeakable Horror, fair enough then. I knew it was gonna be one of the two. But okay, his Endure is really getting fed right now. My problem is I do have counter for Endure, but I need to make sure that I've got what I need when I need it. That mana-wise, I mean. So I need to basically, when he plays Endure, static it the second that he plays it. So when he attacks with it, I can use Scorched Earth. So as long as I'm doing damage on it the second it drops, so I can counter it, that's the main thing. But obviously, turn 7, I think is Endure, right? I believe so. I might be wrong. But I believe that turn 7's Endure. So we can throw down static here if we really wanted to. I want to wait until there's another target, potentially. I mean, this is an amazing Endure deck. This is an amazing Endure deck. Just to make, I mean, technically, what I should have done is I should have actually used. Yep. I mean, this is an amazing Endure deck. The fact that you're running Pesky Spectre. Is it weird that I love that? Because obviously it is giving him something that is going to be, like, legitimately doing significant, like, it's going to be killing, diluting my deck, and then also it's feeding his Endure. I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie, I really like it. So I actually said that I wanted to keep that. See, I've misplayed there because I said that I wanted to keep that Static Shock for dealing with the Endure. So admittedly, I've already gone against what the plans were. Okay, so there's the Kalista. So what I can do is I'm going to throw down the House Spider and then know that I've got Gotcha as well. See, the thing is that I am actually losing all of my little damage things is the problem here. I'm actually losing all of my little damage things. So I am actually kind of screwing myself right now. Honestly, I am actually screwing myself, but I need to do this defensively. Like, it's the only way. Potentially he uses Glimpse. Oh no, okay. That's an annoyance, but okay, I can understand it. So I can defend against one of these, but he is still going to be doing significant damage to my core. I mean, I could technically use Thermal here to get rid of just because my health is so low. Just because my health is so low, I basically have to do this. But bearing in mind the Endure potentially drops next turn. Sadly, I've got nothing. Like, I need to top deck something. Top deck Ezreal or something. I mean, Jerry could still be helpful. Maybe. Play the Endure. Go on, play your Endure. Go on, you know you want to. Play the Endure! Do it! I dare you! Because then we play Jerry and attack forward with Jerry, and hopefully he takes the bait, not realising that we've got Scorched Earth. That's the only... There it is! Okay, now, hopefully he takes the bait, because if he doesn't, this has all gone terribly, terribly wrong, right? Yes, Yugi, you've taken the bait, you fool! And now at least we remove that Endure, which at least is one Endure down. Don't get me wrong, we've got a lot of other problems on our way, but he took the bait. Who runs Scorched Earth these days? Okay, right, we go whoop, whoop. Just to get rid of that. I mean, admittedly, what we should have maybe done was wait to see what he did, whether or not he went with the open or not, because obviously now if he's got another Endure, we've given him the ability to now throw down another Endure that's gonna be bigger. Ooh, okay, so he's gone with that. So the question is, do we want the Decimates or do we want... I guess we want the Swain, right? I'm gonna go with the Swain. I could have gone with the Decimates. I might end up regretting this decision. Not gonna lie, significant damage. Significant damage. Because now the Atrocity, bearing in mind the Atrocity move, massively steps up here. Like in terms of, okay. He's just playing with me now. He's just playing with me, Yugi. I mean, he's got another Endure, and he's just waiting to use the Endure right now. I feel like he's just waiting to use the Endure on me. At least on the plus side, by doing this, it means that he does play the Endure. It does get stunned, but I'm guessing he's gonna wait until it's his turn. So we need another damage spell. Like, we need something that's gonna be a damaging spell. Literally, like, potentially I said Atrocity. He can still have Atrocity. There's nothing I can do about Atrocity right now. There's nothing I can do about Atrocity. I've not got the target spell for dealing with, which is like, you know, that thing. I just need to hope he's not got the Atrocity. Don't have it. Don't be the man who's holding on to Atrocity for all this time and could just technically have killed me. Don't be the man who holds down until the bloody thing goes, the countdown happens, and then decides to use the Atrocity move. Don't be that man. Don't you do it. Don't you do this to me. Okay, right, he's decided to go for the pass. I'm guessing it's because he knows he could still have the Atrocity move. This is the thing. Okay, right, that's dead. Okay, so at least that's one less thing to worry about there. That's one less thing to worry about. Now he could need a target spell. Need a quick target spell. Ezreal, not a quick target spell. Okay, we use Progress Day. Progress Day will. I mean, the fact that he's not playing these on Nightfall is scary, okay? The fact that he's not playing those on Nightfall, because technically he could have, like, the two that he played, he could have killed me. Do we want to use Progress Day, or do we want to just throw down Ezreal right now? I think the Progress Day, just because he still does have the ability to use, that's not what I need, it's not what I need. I mean, I could... At least that means that if he does have Endure... No, actually, no, shit, if he does have Atrocity, if he has Endure, technically we should have kept this. Should have kept it back, There's the Atrocity move! Wait, oh shit, the stun hasn't gone in yet! The stun! If only the stun had gone in, then we could totally have used this! Oh, upset. Much upset. You know, literally. I mean, so he had that, right? So he could have used that, or did he only literally just top deck it? Oh, such a shame. We needed a target spell to come out of that. Well, GG. I mean, technically, actually, a target spell would have been the same thing as this, to be fair. Let's be honest. So close, and yet so far. In the end, it didn't even matter. So that was the Tear It Down decks, obviously all working about against landmarks. Admittedly, we only really saw, I think it was like one landmark during all that recording. Like literally, I mean, like we recorded for like an hour, and in all those games, I think we only really saw like the briefest of brief moments of landmark, which is a bit weird because obviously you expect scout and things like that to actually be quite prevalent at this moment in time, but on the plus side it still worked when it needed to, and obviously it did actually get a lot of wins, which is very nice as well. But to be fair, Ezreal and what's his face, old Swain are an amazing combo. As I said, a part of me feels like a ballistic bot potentially might find its way into this, but at this moment in time I shall keep it as it is. But please let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. If you run this deck, please let me know how it goes to you, as well as if you make any changes to it, let me know how it goes, as well as you know, we've just had Christmas. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Let me know how it went. What presents did you get? I'm honestly interested to find out because I love hearing back from you guys. Let me know. As well as the fact that you can catch me on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. As well as the fact that you can also on the Discord catch me at any point. As well as the fact that we're making a lovely community there of people who love Legends of Runeterra, love gaming, and just want to have a good time. If you've not already hit that subscribe button, but you enjoy your time, why not consider it? But other than that, all I have to say is thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day. Until next time, bye! From flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Say anything from you. Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.